Hello, it's Nicola with a technique video today. I'm not going to make a card, that will come in the next video. So this is making some backgrounds to create cards with which to make cards, should I say. So I'm going to do 3 different ones, that's the plan. This is from a sheet of A4 UK size cut into quarters. So this is 1/4. I've got various piles here of either distress inks or distress oxides. I'm actually going to start with my distress inks because I've got those blending brushes. I did say in one video that I don't change my brushes between my oxides and my distress inks. I use oxides more often than the distress inks, to be fair, but somebody said, apparently Tim Holtz said, don't do that because you can wreck your different stamps. So I have heeded that advice, and so I've got these for my distress inks, not oxides. So I've got twisted citron, peacock feathers and salvaged patina. And then as a bit of sparkle, I've got, and I don't know which I'll use, or maybe I'll use a bit of each, I've got crushed olive and peeled paint. I don't have any of these colours in the distress spritz. Easy for you to say. So those need a good old shake, but let's get on with some inking first. So I think I will start with some peacock feathers. Let's go for that middle-sized one. And then this is just getting some ink on, bit of blending, a bit of depth to it with the different inks. And then the spritz spray, we'll use a bit of water, and I need to remember that these blend rather than layer up, unlike the oxides. I'm going to go salvaged patina with this bigger brush. Oh, that's drying up a bit. Oh dear, that's not good. Don't have any re-inkers for these. Might have to. And the plan is to do a card with, or maybe more than one card, who knows, but with a sort of Andy Warhol influence. So all will become clear in the next video. And I have to say, the idea of the Andy Warhol thing came many moons ago from Natasha Foote, although she did it in a different way to how I'm doing it, but the principle came from her. And as most crafters do, we then do our own thing with it. That doesn't seem to show up much differently to the peacock feathers, but anyway. And then let's go for a bit of twisted citron. This looks a bit more juicy. It is indeed a bit more juicy. So to start with, you need a bit of background colour. And blend it in quite well. You need enough card, if you're going to use this sort of idea, to be able to cut something out and also still have a bit left for a background. As I say, all will become clear when we make it all up in the next video. This looks quite juicy. It's just lighter, I suppose, isn't it, than the... So I'm just blending them together. I want the different colours there, but I don't want them to look quite so defined. And I'm not using my usual card stock here, I'm just using some plain white card because I'm covering it all. I don't need to use my more expensive linen look. Which, if you're in the UK, I do get this, the linen look. It's called Natural. Buy it from, what's it called? Paperbox, the Paperbox. And it's a 300 GSM. I like that weight for a card. Personally find that 250 isn't quite heavy enough to support the weight of a card long term. But that's just my humble opinion. And let's just go for a bit more peacock feathers just to try and blend that in a bit more. Each time you put a bit more ink on, it sort of adds to the layering effect. Adds depth. Okay, let's do that. I can always come back with more if I need to. I've got, is that the one I was going to use? No, it's not. Picking up the wrong pile. It was the crushed olive and the peeled paint. That one's nicely mixed. So you can see it's nicely mixed because the mica is no longer on the bottom. This one you can see needs a bit more of a go. Just going to do this with my mat so that I don't spray over beyond my mat too far. A bit of that. Let's try a bit of this one as well. Might as well go the whole hog. Oops, went in the same place. Always wipe your nozzles when you've been using a mica product. Right, that needs to dry. It's reacting actually nicely with the Distress inks. I'm going to let that dry before I then add some water droplets. So you don't need to watch paint dry, do you? So I'll be back in a minute. Right, that is dry. Look at that yummy gorgeousness on there. Whew, beautiful. That's the product, not me. Now I've got water in here, on here. Let's do a few. Oopsie daisy, that was a bit crazy daisy, wasn't it? Let's just lift some of that off in a second. Give it a moment to react. A bit more down here. It's going everywhere but, oh, there we are. You can see the reaction going on. Just beautiful. Really beautiful. Right, let's lift that. Oh, look at that. Super pretty. Right, I'm going to let that one dry off and do another one. Oh, I love that. So I'm going to do, let's do a pinky version one. Now this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough. So I've got abandoned coral, worn lipstick, saltwater, taffy, and I'm not sure if there's going to be enough difference. So I've pulled out fossilized amber as well, and then I've got worn lipstick in the distress spritz. I have also got spiced marmalade, so that might make an appearance as well. So let's do a similar thing. What I'll do is, what am I on? Oxides, so I want my different brushes. So what I will do is speed this up and talk to you again afterwards. I don't know how to put music on, so sing your own song in your head as you go. Right, back again. The fossilized amber, I pressed a lot less hard with that, so it was a much lighter touch, just so that I got a little bit in there. Okay, so I think we've probably got enough ink on there, so I can just move these out of the way. And then we'll do the same again with the spritzes. I am going to give them a jolly good shake, and I'll be back in a sec. Back again. So let's do a bit of spraying as we did before. Just holding up my sheet so I don't spray my whole desk. Now that'll add gorgeous shine, but it is very samey colour-wise, isn't it? So we'll add a bit of contrast, I think, with the spiced marmalade, which is not the same colour as I've got on the background, but you have to work with what you've got, don't you? And that's what I've got. Right, let's call that quits. A little wipe of that, and lid on. There we go. Right, I shall get that dry, and then I'll do the water technique again. Back a sec. That's mostly dry, but I am actually going to put a bit more of the pink on. There we are. I'll dry this now. Right, on with some water. I must say we're in the middle of a heat wave in the UK at the moment, and it is absolutely boiling. And using a heat tool in this weather is not my idea of great fun. So I've sort of minimised it as much as I possibly can. There we go. Now, if I haven't already said, this technique will require contrasting backgrounds, and you'll need 2 or possibly 3, depending how you want to do it. You could do 4, I suppose. But you'll see what I mean when the next video comes out. I'm talking while this is doing its magic, by the way. So, yes, as I say, it will all become clear as to what we're doing when I've done it. So I have got one more background to do, but I am going to follow the same principles. So really and truly, I don't think I need to film it. You get the idea. I will do the same sort of thing, but I'm going to use faded jeans, uncharted mariner, bit of dusty concord. I've got uncharted mariner spray, but I might use something else, possibly one of the greens perhaps, just to add a bit more interest. So that's what will happen. I will list the inks and whatnots, the colours that I've used, in the description below, so that you can get a reminder from that. And I think it's probably time to lift that. I think it needs a little bit more here. Spin that round a little bit for myself. The water droplets never quite go where you think they're going to go, do they? But that's the magic of it, I suppose, really. Right, let's let that do its stuff. So what I'll do is I will do the other one off camera, and then I will do photos of each at the end, so you can just see. And then my next video will include using these, either 2 or 3 of them, depending how I get on, really. Anyway, I will say a massive thank you for watching. Even if you don't watch my next video, this is a lovely technique to create backgrounds or create a piece that you can then die cut from. Imagine cutting flowers out of these and things like that. That would look amazing. So it is a fab technique to use. And if you don't have distress oxides, use whatever ink pads you've got and just blend them. Anything that will blend, obviously. If you don't have the spritz sprays, use any other spray. You could create your own sprays with mica powder and water and spritz that on, or gold, or, you know, just use what you've got. There is no need to go out and buy loads of other stuff. You don't even have to have the glimmer and glitz if you don't like that anyway. So I will put some pictures at the end. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, subscribing, etc. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video where we'll put these to good use. All right, take care then. See you soon. Bye-bye.